Welcome to Top of the Line. This is the podcast version of our YouTube show. New episodes every Monday and Friday where we talk about audio and hi-fi related themes.
If you have any requests for a future episode, send us an email, totl@abyssheadphones.com.
So a question we get a lot is, who are Abyss headphones made for? And maybe it sounds a little obvious, but that's a little unique. I think we'll talk about it.
Well, I know they're not made for toddlers
Toddlers. No.
or infants.
No.
Maybe they're the same, toddlers and infants.
We could eliminate those right off the bat.
Lions
Yeah,
and
that's
tigers
true.
and bears are out too.
Oh my. Okay. I think a lot of companies have a very different perspective on this one from us, because at least from this perspective, it looks like the majority of companies making headphones, they seem to be in it to make headphones that people want to buy.
That would be a sort of a goal.
That
makes sense.
Seems like it, right? And
Because if you make them and no one buys them, you're going to be out
that's
of
a
business.
problem.
That's
Yeah,
a
big
problem.
problem.
Yeah,
More complicated than
that's
that.
called
though.
a flop.
Yeah. So pretty much the products we make are because we think they're cool and we like them. We want to make them. And the hope is
we want to use them for ourselves.
yeah, right. We want a product like that to exist.
That's why we started Abyss, because
right.
we wanted to make a headphone that we would like.
It's not to make a headphone that's like everyone else. It's to
Right.
make a headphone that nobody else makes. 'Cause
Right.
Why would you make the same product twice?
Unique on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why copy someone else's?
Of course. No reason for that.
Everyone does that all day long already.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I guess nobody can argue that 1266 does not look unique.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That
It's a
was
different
whole-
looking headphone.
That was the whole goal.
Yeah. So if you don't want it to look different, well, that's cool. There's companies that do that.
We were bashed for a long time when we first came
Long
out.
time. Still get a little bit now and then.
A little bit. I think
Yeah.
everyone's used to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of understand now what
Well, they're
that's
like,
all
yeah,
about.
you probably hear this, but I don't like how it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, there's another video that describes the design of the 1266 and why it's the way it is, and
There is.
maybe we'll link to it in here. But yeah,
Maybe.
back on topic.
He's got a
I mean,
story.
at the time we started thinking about this whole project years ago, you had what'd you have, Grottos or something, right?
SR60.
Yeah. And you barely used them, right? It was like they weren't like something what'd you use them for at the time?
Occasionally listening to music. Yeah, I guess I wasn't
You're a
like.
speaker guy.
Yeah.
You had speakers, you had amps, you didn't need a pair of headphones. That's
Not
all.
really.
Yeah, so it's like same with me. Like I didn't use headphones at all. I just had no need for it. You neither, right?
So it was around college when I decided I should get a set of headphones because I had a lot of free time. And I looked on HeadFi to see what people were recommending because I was looking in the open market, a bunch of different headphones, nothing stood out as being exceptional. And I was trying to figure out what people were recommending on HeadFi, what was actually good, because of course a lot of ambiguity, very hard to try. And I couldn't come up with anything. Nobody was really definitive on this. There's no products that stood out. Everything was just bland. The best products always had something that in my eyes was a critical flaw. So the things that people would commonly say, well, these sound good, had huge faults that I considered to be a sufficient barrier to entry that I wasn't interested in.
And that's kind of what we saw when we were looking around at the scenery there, when we were in the speaker space doing two-channel systems. It's like, well, would we want to really own any of this stuff? It's like,
Yeah, usually not.
yeah, I mean, it didn't do it for us compared to speakers. It wasn't even nothing
Right.
was even close.
You see so much
You
of
know?
that in two-channel too. It's not even about price. It's much more complicated than that, because I think as long as you only have one thing that you're sacrificing, that's usually tolerable. So if you want, you could just sacrifice on the price. It could be a little bit more than you're willing to spend. And for me, I could think that's okay if everything else just hits it on point or above. But when there's 2, 3, 4 things that you're like, well, I don't really like this, I don't like that, I don't like that, that's just too much. I'm not interested in buying it. So even in the high end and two-channel stuff, I very rarely saw stuff that I'm like, wow, that I wish I could own that. That's such a cool product at any price.
I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with you on that one, but I hear what you're saying. At your age,
Right.
you're like, this stuff's expensive.
Nothing stood out as
and-
being amazing,
yeah,
right?
And that's like, yeah, and it's like, and it all sounds different, and there's nothing that really floated your boat.
Yeah, there was no standout.
Yeah.
And so for me, That was enough.
There's
I didn't
nothing
want
that could
it.
beat Dad's system at home.
I guess that's a different situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
Your
Well, that-
reference, different reference.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you guys grew up with good sound, so you walk around going, "What the hell's wrong with these people?"
Yeah, there was nothing special about it, right?
Yeah, right.
So for me, my baseline was pretty high. And so here are these other systems that in a show weren't tuned that well usually. It's not that they couldn't sound good, but in that environment they were lackluster.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get it. This was a $70,000 speaker or whatever.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about it. Why would I want that?
Well, being in a hotel room doesn't help.
Yeah, well, no, sure. Yeah, everyone will agree with that. Anyone who sets up a system, the room matters. But that's what brings us back to the headphone side. That's why that's who we built it for. Is we built it for people like ourselves, like who have similar mindsets, right? They're audiophiles. They're trying to listen to their music best they can. And here we are looking at the headphone scene going, we don't like any of this stuff, right? I mean, for ourselves, we wouldn't really like any of this stuff, And it's like, maybe we could make something better. And that's who we made it for. People like us.
Took a while.
It took a while.
Yeah.
Well, now we got it. We got it down. And, and the thing is a lot of people are appreciative of what we do because there was no option back then. And,
Well, especially for people that would like to have a big, nice system, but they live in an apartment. We see a lot of people with
Right.
apartments getting 1266.
or they're still at home and they got a bedroom and they
Right.
can't do it.
Right.
Yeah, they can't do it.
There's a lot of limitations.
Yeah.
But we assumed basically that there was hopefully other people out there like-minded enough that also disagreed with the way other products were made and said, that looks like the one for me. So we pretty much made our stuff the way we wanted for us and hoped other people would like it,
Right.
right?
It was definitely a hope and a prayer.
This is true.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't know how it was going to come out.
They didn't do any
It could have
market
been
research.
could have been a 5-year wasted time, threw $500,000 right out the friggin' window just to begin a company and got nowhere. Would have been that flop thing we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that isn't the way it went. It's the other way.
Doesn't
I-
always happen,
I think what happened is, I think other people wanted the same thing we did.
apparently.
That is usually how products sell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
You wanted what I made. Oh, that's nice.
It helps to be passionate about it too.
I think it's pretty cool that we make what is a fairly unique product and other people like it enough that they're willing to spend quite a lot of money for it. That really says something to me, right? It says
Yeah.
other people get it, right? They're interested in cool stuff. They
Yeah.
appreciate it. And so that's, I think, one of the positives about selling a more expensive product. You could make it a little bit quirky, a little bit weirder, and you're hopefully could afford to make it with exotic instruction techniques that you don't see in other stuff. So you can make a really unique, interesting product. And if other people buy it, it means they probably like it if they're willing to spend that kind of money on it. And it's cool to see because we care about this stuff.
It's kind of like race cars and sports cars. I mean, you look at the upper end of things, it's like you'll never see a race car on the street, right? It's
Wow.
made to do one thing, ride on a very smooth surface called a track.
You can, and they do make them, but
Yeah.
everybody says you don't want it.
Yeah, right.
You don't
Yeah.
actually.
So, I mean, but that's the thing, right? You're looking at making something that's it has unique feature sets that wouldn't be typical of your average consumer product.
Yeah, and then everybody's tuning their systems and talking to each other about what works best. And
The camaraderie and so on that goes on in the Head5 forums and so on between our stuff and the guys, people that own it are great. It's awesome to catch it once in a while. People discuss their systems and what they're getting and how they're tweaking it, and it's great. And you could see the progression where some people just take it to a level that you wouldn't even think they would go with
Sometimes.
headphones.
well, there's like pioneers, There's people that are trying stuff, and then after other people try it themselves, and they see, oh yeah, that does work, and then
Yeah.
they're like, I'm going to do what he says every time.
And then
now.
maybe,
It's
maybe
like-
take another step to another level.
right.
I mean, we did a review a while back on a DCS Bar Talk, which is like a $17,000 DAC, which is really upper end, right? Well, people are now talking on our thread about going to the next level of they own the next level of their DAC, which is like, I think 30, 40
Yeah,
grand,
that's expensive.
and getting external clocks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You start reaching 80, 100 grand for just the DAC.
Right.
And no problem for some of these people. I mean, it's all relative to them. It's like, it's just a toy. It's just something that they really love it. And the thing is, they're still enjoying it every step of the way. Our headphones are taking them that much further. They're going up, stepping up the gear to crazy levels, and they love it. So that's awesome. If you ask me, it's finally coming around. If you think about it, the high-end 2-channel audiophile scene is coming to headphones.
Yeah, for sure.
Get out the popcorn.
Well, I guess some of these people, they're like we have to read it and kind of judge what things sound like because we don't have $80,000 tax.
Yeah, right. So. Yeah, we haven't. We could get a hold of one to play with, but we're not going to go buying those things. It's
a little pricey.
We got a little higher more of the priorities than that. But but I mean, I'd love to hear it. It'd be something we should probably get a hold of for a trade show or something to show people the capabilities. But anyway, we'll probably do that. I always liked bringing the best toys to a Can Jam or something like that. My next thing I want to do is a reel-to-reel at a Can Jam. That'd be freaking cool. It sounds like a project you got to keep freaking rewinding the tape and all that stuff when it hits the end.
Well, we've done that before.
Yeah, we've done it before. It's not a big deal. It runs out and just goes. Hey, can someone hit start on this thing? Yeah.
I always find it interesting when people ask questions like this, though, because to me it seems so intrinsically obvious. Yeah. I guess I've been involved for a bit of a minute.
Yeah.
But people always seem to think that there's this team of people that come up with this concept for this headphone based on market research that is going to be like the average of all the desirable traits that people want in a headphone, and then it's guaranteed to make money and knock it out of the park. That's not our goal at all.
No.
Right? I made Diana because I wanted it because I thought it would be cool.
That's
it.
Exactly.
Right? I like it. It's my favorite headphone because I made it for me.
That type of marketing has left the companies like Procter and Gamble and stuff who, they hire guys that went to marketing in school and have bachelor's degree. And I've taken 1 or 2 courses in marketing in my day, and it's the complete opposite the way I think. It's just really, they got all these processes, and you do the trials and you do this and you get people to sample it and all. It's just this whole process to figure out how you should put something to market. We'll just say we're going to make it the best we can for what we like and put it out there and see if people buy it.
I hope you like it too.
To me, it's way easier.
Yeah, well, it is different. I mean, if you were trying to sell something to millions of people,
right? That's true.
You couldn't.
It doesn't work that way.
That's true.
It doesn't have that
goal.
mass market appeal.
Right. Yeah. So, I guess you got to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to do it that way, you are spending probably gobs of money, and you need to have all your ducks in a row.
It's too expensive to flop at those scales.
Agreed. Technically, it was for us too, but we knew we would do it, and we did it. So there.
I guess. Sure.
So on that note, we got to get back to work. So thank you, everybody, for watching. And remember, bring your questions to TOTL@abyssheadphones.com. Thank you, everyone. Take care.